obenya no onu kwa na ya regarding ne say sikani wo krom ha on doctor anya politics kura no ne consultation firms ne ade a consult man krofo no kura no woni sika a obefa woni sika papa we befa papa dudu abribie wonu anya ho Bill Gates Elon Musk yesraw
Josie in Crane how be day. Enti se na America na me say Canada Japan. Njuma wa say gu ne ho ne contract awaje abrab nanado danko kofado. Ebetina memmu no nye njuma ketewa.
Ukuru do e dia me so fa che me. Mi mu say Elon Musk say nyam bia etofo ase abeka che say omusika ira ne odba omia ho no ode akwa akoto cantonments dan na. Ah?
Jibisa no.
Mi busa o senya bia mama befura konwan ode abetu nanimu se Ghana sika ira ne oba omia ho eno na ode akoto cantonments dan na. She papa we ye ni brebrefo pan kasa afa na mehu ne se sa race we ya wo no enyam ye race keke o eni bre ahoye ahonhom adware ne se koro e na adokoro papa we na wo ye ka wajapade a waye ne afifi mu ehu sese ajapade na wo de ye wo de legit money na ye ya ka wo benya na ye gina so be compete MPP primaries abaye flag bearer abaye president of Ghana wo Canada Japan wo na wo siese na wo ko be wu ntumi enso document a wo di ko ye nya na ese title na so eno so eye finchim ade na title na so aye reject ni nyina papa me cancel Emaye me kansem doctor obi ametu dwase ni sika ira ne wo Dr. Mahmoud Baomia eno no afa wode ya niema yen hia bi yen tibi yesrew campaign yeko sabi papa no megina simpie so kura fa udin kura ma na ayi muda enso wo kwagina simpie so a wo ama Dr. Mahmoud Baomia de em se wo campaign enko atonsuom enanu ya 3 days ago asukwa nyame nkoa ka woni akura ketua wo yemba onana toma mento pa adaya wakaka se wo kasa dodo enso utimi suma nkrofo kogina Dr. Mahmoud campaign ase ne ya hekel no enso enam so ye emotionally intelligent nti otimi overcome wo wodi akakra wani apepe se de ya se bi yatena wo so waso papa eyedi ade na asie eyeti ade na asie abatu aye koto wodi Dr. Mahmoud Baomia abreso enipa miensa no kura ba ko hu ya ayede ya chen adan na wo focus no enwo ho brain ni campaign no kura enya momentum chen because watina se ehunu se e wose wo ka de oba obeya ma delegate na se Ghana man nyina ma ye tono se wanwe ne kura sabi ni message edi kan ya confirm dada wo de adane personal attack enya ne yira eye papa na mu na eja nyame abo ye se omumetie wunti no omoti ho no omutie wu enanu ya asokwa wokoto ya ma afi omudi wati mu a wokɔhye kem ya mu a wokɔhye kem afi na nru omudi abeto platform so say honorable enam se wa ma campaign na anwie peye nti ene wo se wo pesu o se ahia ye bio wei woni anger 5 and 6 woni anger issues 5 and 6 kade wo betimi aye na ye nton na wo de da bia ena obi ayem say wo da bia wo bully nipa you are the number 1 bully in politics Kennedy ye ka kire wo ne wo ye bully enso no obi ye bibi ketua bia you come out and cry baby living bitters ye nya ya dwene say baby ye to opposition ye ni time aye de be pepa wani suo papa ye ni sa adaje no because we have a work to do ye we adwuma ye being opposition one ade ya besi ho na why yire wo ho se wo ba wo be ye factories no be me nei na wa me abetro opposition a foundation kufu ado ne ba omia le ya enkene nko ye te so a enti ye di nneoma egugu akwan ma na ndc fo di ye bre so aba no enya bia wo ba no ma se economy ya asame jamfia tabiri ye sika akotu aguoi a wo ma mess up the economy no wonya economy ni nwie ya wontimi fu wani nkyere baabi fufura wo sori anu asesa gallon atam se de wububu abibiduro ton
We di oye koleba.
wububu abibiduro eton ena wuduru hanuma wo hu de wo ho abosime yesei na anu de ya kra so de meko be ye president eni ya de betwitwi gosi gold ne so ya de betwitwi gosi gold no eso adan
Or the Mako be president. Only
ah
kankan
stefia
ebio. Anu
No
de
problem.
what the
asi ekedan.
wasu adenchine na anu adan wasu adenchine be ye pito e di bidie aye powder na mebusa ne se be me nei dudu abiribie bidie na abrafo die ni bia na powder no so di bidie be ye
Also the dawa be yenkum.
e na aba da
Dawa
wadawa
lotion. Ye
kan
fede
kan
dawa lotion.
o de
Dawa
kakan
no bi
kutompo
amfa ne nsanko. Dawa
o de
be no bi
de
amfa ne
bon na wo
nsanko
kwa de
kan
bon
ye.
ni titi utirim on te se bon e ma na so le ana de wani bre be so ye so papa panimu ensem epie firi wanum nyina eye kum nipa Dr.
Masa
Kumpala
uju
wo kum
wosere.
nipa
Masa uju wosere. Dawa na dawa obi amfa ne nsanko kan no kra no.
ena te say sister Fia
Debi na queen inkuto no so de be yogurt no so e.
So already
so be
cholesterol
ya
be no
bunabunu
mu.
pa da nyina
Sisi o say egbegbe bigila o ba be.
Na say gbegbe me powder the end. That's right. I didn't anymore kayo. That's right. You will need
eh
house akoko. You will need gbegbe me. You will kontomre ayakane. Enti dia na
ai
uja fuso de be.
Oh, but
oh
Queen, come to think of it, Intinka Kennedy, Intinko supported party, Nanko, Minister of Trade, Intinka.
o ti nya betin be fa no sister
Me
ensem a
kwa
waka ne
die.
ye bone wa betin be fa no me kire wo
Sadie. Na wonim coastal adwuma ni ntina me ka san ko be kwa ko fisheries o.
sister Fia we na
Uh-uh.
no Ghana Times for Ghana Times for e de ba se wo fa se portrait no oba be increase nti ye export to enam bia mfiri be na se e wo fa ene enkura 20 and counting u be da hwe wo mo an wo fa dampam no na wo ton so distributor enkura 20 o se 30 and counting wakɔtwerɛ deɛ nti sɛ egu Ghana Times yi ɛdeɛ bɛn ne yɛde bɛhwɛ nkodaa yi
Ose all export akoko bi.
Ghana Times mu
Any
no wɔ dɛm akyɛ coach
any one jai say see any ehun se na ni abere. Wo
saa
ba
na
wo be.
ɛteɛ seesei kora sɛ deɛ ɔne ne kɔ nakra na ɛse ɔde nkokɔ nketenkete nti wɔmmoa no na nka ɛnyɛ yie nkokɔ a monopause ayɛ wɔ mo a yɛde aba a yɛse baako nsia 6 million na deɛ wɔanyini kura yɛtɔ ne sɛn na maba beto akụkọ ba 60 Ghana aje 10 6 million ye nyinaa ye wujafo enuoma bone a woye tie Dr. Mahmood Bawumia e wo fam a ye ti opposition nei na fi se wo ye Dr. Mahmood Bawumia ye do doctor o ye kotoma no na wo sori a wo de doctor enimu twitwiri binim a wo fa ne nye hu no nyambia be ma nei ye to aba ne ma wo a why na emedi wachi mo wachi dom won kurafo no mo ya say NDC fo nko a said ye wo feel say wo wa clout wo party nim na ye hia wo no sa na Canada wo we ni a wo hia yen wo hia yen
The voice to us
wa papa panimu asem we
Ghanaians were even getting fed up with Rollins. They face the person Rollins. Anka, Nanka say a coach of Makufu. But he could not make it. That notwithstanding, no, our fathers of old, knew, say, look, this defeat, is not entirely about Kufuor. Okay? Maybe there were one or two issues that were left unaddressed by the party. And I say, Ebia, the entire campaign strategy of the party, that is what did not work. Let's maintain Kufuor and look at the places where we went wrong. Let us rethink, okay, reform, and then go into another election again. So Kufuor was presented again 2020 elections, and guess what? He won by over 50%, from 39% to over 50%. Now, history will again tell you, say, when you look at Kufuor's era and you compare with the current era of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, there is even a better chance for Dr. Bawumia. The first thing he say, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, the first attempt, he got more than a year idea votes and I say percentage of Kufuor the first attempt. Kufuor's first attempt 39%, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia's first attempt 41%. Number two, Kufuor, as at the year 2000, would have had little to campaign on, as in his achievements. Very little to campaign on, because many people wouldn't have even remembered the time he was serving under Buzia, because Rawlings came to sit and all those and so. But Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, at least most of the people who are going to vote in 2028 will be able to remember him for one thing or the other when it comes to how well our country developed digitally. And the digital development of our country, it had a lot of financial implications on our nation, positive financial implications. How many lives were lost by initiatives that he brought? And I told you how some years ago, now they had not yet launched a drone delivery of medications. I was working at the Dome Hospital. There was this woman that came, was rushed in. She came, she was in her menses, and she was bitten by a snake. And I told you how when a snake bites you, most of the time the venom works against your the coagulating factors in your blood. So what it means, they say, if you are bleeding, you will keep on bleeding until maybe you expire. Now, in the whole of Volta region, as at that time, now there was no anti-snake, anti-venom serum. None of it. The nearest place we could get it was Kolebu. If Kolebu, by the time someone picked the call and they had to make arrangements for a car to bring the thing all the way from Accra, the woman was gone. She had expired. I told you, when they say someone has expired, you know we. And what pained me most was that she left behind a baby that was breastfeeding. I mean, a toddler. That's whom she left behind. It was not a beautiful sight. And sometimes, when you work in some of these situations and you come across some of these things, you get to appreciate when politicians start thinking about the ordinary Ghanaian, as NDC is calling us now. You ask yourself, how many Ghanaians all over this nation were expiring in that manner? Because blood did not get to maybe Bole in time, blood did not get to Bolgatanga in time, or because some products, maybe even the blood type, is one of the very, very difficult situations health workers find ourselves in every now and then. The blood is there at the blood bank, but the type that the patient needs is not what is available. All these things. Okay? And through the ingenuity of Bawumia, Dr. Bawumia, some of these things were solved. Okay? So Ghanaians remember these things. We remember that a time came, you call hospital, and I like to use hospital because that is where I know. A time came when you go to the hospital, you spend 2 hours looking for your folder. But the doctor attending to you or the nurse attending to you so cannot start taking care of you before the folder arrives, because ABR with history, maybe you cannot tolerate maybe a diazepam. You cannot tolerate it. And that is captured in your history. So they have to wait for the photo to come. And to be now. And all of those were digitalized. Today, you see what is happening in our hospitals? We are going back to the paper system. When you come to who teaching hospitals, some people even prefer to write in exercise books. So what I believe strongly, say, should MPP, and inshallah, we are going to give the nod again to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. 2028 is a done deal for us. Ekuya can come in. Finally for tonight. Oops. I think Ekuya ada. That's good. All right, Moses. Let me hear you on this. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Yeah, so I don't know why we are even having this conversation. It's very clear that the most marketable candidate going into the 2028 is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. You do not bring a new candidate in a system, especially when the opposing party or the main contender is going to present a new candidate. You have an advantage. Which part of this country that you don't find Dr. Bawumia's posters? He's everywhere. He has T-shirt wherever he's going. Those T-shirt the people are wearing, some of them are not new. They're the 2024 T-shirts. Yeah. So he has printed his name in the minds of almost every Ghanaian, including voters that will be registering. So your best bet is to repeat that candidate, not to bring a fresh candidate. My mom doesn't know Ken Japan.
Really?
She doesn't know Brian Achampong. She doesn't know Aduchum. She doesn't know Kwabna Japan. So you don't bring those people and you now try to introduce them to people. When you can bring somebody and because he has been in the front line for over 20 years now.
Yeah.
And to talk about the transformative projects that he undertook during his tenure as vice president, you're even going far with the drone issue, just national health insurance renewal.
Yeah.
My people, I'm from village. My mom, they used to go to Navrongo or they go to Bolga and sleep overnight to renew their health insurance. And my father died because of it. You know why? A middleman took it to renew for him. And I was, at the time, I was still in school. And he told me that he was not feeling well. And for them, they don't go to, if once they don't have, because of the past experience of the cash and carry system, once they are not feeling well, they don't have insurance, they don't want to go anywhere. And then you said, go check yourself out, and you say, oh, I'm waiting for my insurance to be renewed. And there's a man in my village who's a middleman who used to renew for them and take some coin. That man withheld his insurance from January to April.
Oh.
When he eventually went, it could have been preventable. It was already late. And he started treatment in somewhere late April to early May, and he passed in August. I can tell you, if he could have renewed his insurance with his phone, he would have gone there earlier, and probably I would still have somebody to call a father.
Yeah.
And to talk about free senior high school, the investment that the MPP government made in free senior, they tried to downplay it. It was poorly implemented. It has lowered the standard of education. Look, if you are serious, you are serious. If you go to school and study, it doesn't matter if you are paying for it or not. Why are we not talking about apps like this TikTok, apps like Facebook, Instagram, that the SS students are sleeping on every day? They are live. If you go off this live and check, most of them that are live and young girls, they're all on TikTok. We don't have that regulation like in the US or where they have to be very restrictive on the age. We don't have that in Ghana. So government should be looking at that aspect rather than blaming the falling standard of education on free senior high school. Myself, I wrote BC with my sister, and I was from a very humble home. They said, okay, my sister will go to school and I should wait for the following year. So I didn't go to school. I have to wait for another year to go to school. So what are you talking about? These are projects, these are policies that are transformative. So if you're able to educate that number of people, to have them have high school education, you have opened the world for them. Once you have high school education, you can go to polytechnic, you can go to university, you can go to
University.
the training college, you can go anywhere.
Yeah.
Even to some
Security
of them, those that
services and
have
all.
done what do we call it, gone to technical and vocational schools, they have something to do.
Yeah.
So we have a candidate that was part of all these transformative projects and policies that we can rely on to campaign, and you want to bring a new candidate. For me, I think that if we were fair, I don't think that if Baumia said, sometimes I want to believe that if he was not from a minority tribe, we wouldn't have any primaries. I think that factor is playing a lot in the MPP, and I think we need to kill it before it destroys us, because the MPP was founded. It was, the political party was formed with minority parties that came together. The Muslim People Party, or whatever, the Muslim Association Party, the Northern People Party. There were so many that came together. So why are we playing the tribal factor, playing the religious factor, and all those things? It doesn't matter who the person is. If the person has good ideas, that if I'm renewing my health insurance, do they ask me if I'm a Muslim? No. If drone
Right.
flies medication to somebody in Ketakrachi, will they ask that is the person a Muslim before? It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Why are we so worried? So if what do the Christian present? What do they do for us? But when we get money, we go to Dubai to go and chill out. Then why are we participating in? Because those people are not, they are not Christians. Why do we go there for vacation? Why do we go to eat their food? Because they have to recite Quran before they kill all those animals to prepare those food. Why do we go to eat there? Why do we go to chill out there? It doesn't matter the religion. If it is religion that really blesses people, then why are the Arabs so blessed?
Right.
Why are the
Thank you.
Chinese, who are atheists, they are doing well? The Japanese, and they don't, most of them are not Christian countries. South Korea, and they are not
Why
Christian countries.
why
They
is
don't,
US that has legalized LGBT
why are they
leading the
doing
world?
well? So I think we should kill that factor, and on January 31st, let's endorse Baumia to continue the fight against. And the sad part is the fact that we have all the camps fighting him instead of fighting the government, and it is only Baumia supporters that actually defends, that is in opposition. The rest of them are in government. It's really interesting.
Yeah,
But I
same
just
here.
hope that, as he said, God can use Cyrus. God can use a non-Christian. Because if you read Isaiah 45, the verse 1 to 3, the verse 1 says that to my anointed Cyrus. Cyrus was not a Christian. And
Yeah.
the present day Persia is Iran.
Yeah.
And if you care to know the Persians, they were one of the they're one of the
Eh?
people that you don't want to mess with. So he
Yeah.
used him. He was not a Jew.
Yeah.
He was not a Jew, but God used him. And you
Yeah.
look at the things that he used him to do. He said, though you don't know me, but I know you. So I think as Christians and as Ghanaians and MPP members, let's be looking out for competence. Let's be looking out for candidates that will be marketable, candidates that will make our way to our journey to the Flagstaff House easier than to experiment on new candidates. This is my
Wow.
submission.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's my brother. And Kai is sleeping. So Ebushan 4, I'm willing to give 3 people the opportunity to come and also share their views, and then we call it a show. And you can send your request while we share your comment section on them. You can send your request, let me pick you, give you 4 minutes, and then I have to go and rest. And not even rest, I have to go and continue my project work. Postgraduate is not easy. And yeah, easy. So if you want to join, can you send a request? Let me pick you. Okay, there are requests here. Let me see if I've missed of the post. Let me see. See a couple of requests. All right, I think the people have. So Ebushan 4. So this is where we bring down the curtains for a year tonight. It was a late start, started around almost close to 12 midnight, but you joined us. Thank you all so much, Ikea and Moses, who stayed with me all through. And then also in the comment section, and then among the viewers we were so privileged to have a year Honorable Akosia Menu stay with us all through. I've seen Kumasi Queen, Baby the moderator. Thank you so much for being with us. Achimbema has also been here from the very beginning. Kia, Chacha, thank you so much. Abigail, thank you so much, Abigail. My own Madam Mami, thanks for joining. Sebuama, Nanama, Nax, GH, Neck Press and Wheels, Aila, my own mommy, Auntie Justina. That's my money plug. Kwame Jemfi, Queen Nask, Ejimaniao, Exhibit, ETL Car Rental, Samuel Prisla, Louise, Douglas, Kwabnai Free, Yadom, Maswell, Yakub Ahmed, Miss Veronica Bakun, Blissful, Jesse, Brederick, Evelyn, Seidu, Majesty, Charles Dixon, Neo Akichiwa, Ben Brew, Big L, Hannah Evis, BYY, Pro iStore, Cyril, Adelaide, User 51, AJ, Joseph. Violence is a Mugan Shakataka. Okay, that's Shakataka's laptop, I guess. Adombi and Great Andy B. Thanks to all of you for joining me tonight. And God willing, in the morning, Bobe and Naya, Ikea will be hosting on the Fat Base Network. That is where we spend our day. Okay? I mean, I don't mind. I'll come in the evening. But during the day, Fat Base Network will be on. Patriotic Defenders will be on. And any other MPP political show where you go and you don't insult an NPP member. That is place as well. It's good to stay on. Thank you all so much. Bye-bye.